Ageus, king of Athens, was having trouble producing an heir. No heir, no continuation, no future bloodline. He had been married twice, and both times fate refused him a child. When his second wife died, desperation replaced patience. He went to inquire at the Oracle of Delphi, the place where the Greeks found answers of the difficult or most diverse questions. Inside the temple, smoke curled through stone like living breath. He asked Pythia, the priestess, how he could solve this problem. The sun god Apollo was capable to predict the future. Seeking the voice of Apollo, the priestess performed mystic rituals and received the message from the god through divine connection. But the god gave a dark counsel.
Then Pythia spoke. Do not open the wine sheen until you return Athens. That was all. No explanation, no guidance. The message from the oracle was unclear. King Aegeus, disappointed as he could make nothing of this. Ageus left the temple disturbed. On his return to Athens, Ageus crossed the Saronic Gulf and arrived in Troezen. There ruled his old friend, King Pythius, a man known for knowledge, wisdom, diplomacy, and calculation. Pythius welcomed him with honor. Ageus presented the oracle's words, "Do not open the wineskin until you return home," and asked him to interpret the message. Pythius listened carefully, then declared himself unable to interpret it. But instead of letting him go, Pythius requested Ageus to stay in his palace for a few days. He told his friend that he wished to arrange a feast for the honor of his friend and great king of Athens. But Pythius was not hosting out of pure friendship. He had a plan.
Pythius had a stunningly beautiful daughter named Athera, and he greatly desired to ally himself by marriage with the mighty king of Athens. With this design, he hospitably pressed King Aegeus to tarry a while under his roof, trusting that Athera's beauty would do the rest. Though I have no son to reign in my stead, the son of my daughter would reign both Troezen and Athens, he thought. In order to strengthen the ties between the two neighboring kingdoms that were connected and separated by blue waters of the Saronic Gulf, a feast was prepared. Music, dance, and wine were essential for this type of diplomatic party. Celebration begins. Goblets rose. Cheers to you, my glorious king of Athens. Cheers to you, my majestic friend, leader of the kingdom of Troezen. And cheers to this stunning beauty sitting on the other end of our table. Aethra sat in silence, and Ageus noticed her. Pythius watched carefully. He ensured Ageus drank. "This is my daughter. Don't you dare think of touching her." Alas, the king of Athens did touch her, and crossed a line that he shouldn't. Aethra and Ageus were united that night. The king fell so deeply in love with her that nothing would serve him but to marry her. Athera was as much in love as her lover. Days later, the truth emerged. Aethra revealed what had been concealed from him. She told him the interpretation of the oracle that her father had told her. Do not sleep with any woman until you return home, since the next women he would slept with will bear him a son. She begged pardon for her share in the deceit. Pythius knew this all along. He chose opportunity over honesty. You did your part like a dutiful daughter, but vows made through fraud bind no man. Nor do I dare cross the will of Apollo. If gods do not want me to have a wife outside Athens, I shouldn't have one. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The palace lay silent beneath the moonlight. Then Ageus continued, "Tomorrow, with the first light of dawn, I shall return to Athens." The words struck Aethra like a spear. She had gained the man she loved, only to lose him almost at once. That night, she wept in secret. When morning came, The king of Athens prepared to depart. Before mounting his horse, Ageus turned to her. "Come with me a little way beyond the town. There we shall say our farewell."
Together, they slipped quietly from the palace and walked through the countryside of Troezen. They came to a great stone that rested beside the road. There, Ageus stopped. The king was a man of extraordinary strength. It was said that he possessed the power of 10 bulls. Without a word, he grasped the enormous stone and rolled it aside. Aithra watched in astonishment. Beneath it, Ageus dug a hole in the ground. Into that hidden chamber, he placed 2 objects, his sword and his sandals. Then he covered them once more with the stone. Turning to Aithra, he said, "May the gods grant that you bear me a son." His voice was calm. "If a son is born, raise him here in Troezen. Tell him nothing of his father while he is a child. When he reaches manhood, bring him to this place. If he is strong enough to lift this stone and recover the sword and sandals beneath it, then send him to Athens. Let him bring these as a token of parentage. Then I will acknowledge him as my son." Aithra listened carefully, committing every word to memory.
The king's eyes shone with pride. If he possesses the strength and courage of his father, he will accomplish the task. But if he cannot move the stone, keep him here in Troezen. Let him live in peace, far from the dangers of kings and kingdoms. Farewell, Aithra." Then he turned and began the long journey back to Athens. Aithra felt tears gathering in her eyes. She stood beside the road and watched until he disappeared beyond the hills. However, Ageos did not know that Aithra slept with Poseidon later at the same night.